Well, good evening and welcome to Talking Leeds Plus, another match reaction. It's myself, Aaron Marshall, and Gerry McNamee talking about Swansea City 3, Leeds United 4. Gerry, have you managed the recovery from the drive back from South Wales?
I was swimming.
You're still swimming?
I think we were talking off air. 7 hours to come back from Swansea, 3.5 hours. I live up in Cheshire, so it took me through Wales. And if you know Wales, if you listen to Bryn Law today in the Square Ball, he comes up, says there is A roads, there's no dual carriageways, but every road I went down was blocked. You know, it was like Steve McQueen, that bit where he's trying to get over the wire. He gets so far and you think, no, blocked again. And one diversion sent me down this road that got narrower and narrower. And next thing I saw, there's water. I'll get through that. And then at the end of this road, it was just covered. And I thought, no, I better reverse back. And as I'm reversing back, I'm falling into the ditch. The car's tipping up and I feel I'm floating basically. And I thought, I'm in trouble here. And somehow my driving experience, I don't know what it was, God, whoever, I discovered religion again, got me and reversed out. And when I saw I had to cut cross country, I found a way, and I saw the M50, which I had to cut cross country to get to, and I was so pleased. I'm getting into bed last night, and I woke up in the middle of the night going, Jesus. That was only the game.
Yeah. What a day, Gerry. I know you were there. Honestly, Leeds United, they put us through the mill, don't they? Honestly, I think I'm used to this now. My heart is literally can take anything these days, especially when you're following Leeds United. But 4-3, it looked as though we're throwing it away, and Nonto steps up and gets a cheeky winner for us. But Gerry, was it as mad as what it seemed like on TV live? It was absolutely nuts.
Well, I didn't really celebrate the Willie's goal because I thought he was offside, and I was waiting on VAR, and I thought, hang on, VAR, no. And I saw the referee talking to the linesman, and I thought Bayern Munich. I thought, no, I can see Franz Beckenbauer, and not that he's booking the Swansea player. I thought, geez, we've done it. It was a very odd game. I think Swansea, they're not a great team, and they were so open at the back. Like I felt frustrated because I thought they were there to be exploited. All our goals came from getting behind their fullbacks, crossing and tap-ins, and I thought we could have done better at that. But defensively, we were poor for all three goals, and if it had been 3-3, we'd probably be more negative. But that's what football's about. It's moments, and to go 3-3 and then hit straight back in the 90-odd minute and win 4-3. That's what you do it for. Those are the moments. And, we've had a few over the years, like the Birmingham game a few years ago. And we should have done that against Portsmouth earlier in the season. And so you take all that out of it. As a football fan, that was just great. And it's a day you will remember for a long time. And it's a day and a night I'll remember for a long time. But, we Swansea's goals. I mean, the first goal. I mean, Melia. I was critical of Melia, and I thought he was quite slow for the second. I actually went to the loo and came back, and by that time he'd started diving on the floor, and he still hadn't hit the ground by the time I got back. I thought he was a bit slow, although some say it took a deflection. I thought the two. Tanaka lost his mark, the guy who was marking, and I think Pascal and Joe Rodon didn't cut out Darling. What a great name, Darling. Darling scored. Move over, Darling. And even the second goal, our midfield just seemed open, and that was the annoying thing. We just seemed to be walking through. And the thing that we built our team in this year defensively was a wee bit ropey. And the third goal they got, it was again cross coming in, good cross, but Melia. You can't blame him for that. And the two centre halves were at fault. So it was a collective thing. But going forward, you give the ball to Dan James, and he was exceptional, and he gets the assist for that OG. You have to get an assist for that. He set it up. Just put the ball in front of him, and he goes. He must be the fastest player in this league. Solomon, yes, he scored 2 goals. He would say probably would he be man of the match or wouldn't he? Flitted in and out of the game, but he scored 2 goals and he was there, and that'll help him. And Willie came on at the end, and he can only do, and he made his mark. I think throughout the team, especially going forward, we had it. But Tanaka, He's just ridiculous. He is ridiculous. Sometimes I said this before, I don't notice him. And then you look and you think, he doesn't do spectacular. It's the turn, it's the twist, it's the little interception. And a couple of defensive mistakes, but Dan James, me, man of the match. I thought Brendan was a bit off at Purist game. I think he needs a rest. The defense will sort themselves out. They're good. Joe Rodon he's something to get angry. Annoy Joe Rodon with a cut head. That's they're two standards in life. Death taxes Joe Rodon with a cut head and so generally, all in all, great day. Pump it into your veins, enjoy it. But again, let's put teams to bed. Like again, another team that we're so much better than. But we on the occasion, the day that was in it, the rain, everything else.
I think you're right. I think for me, watching defensively, we were just quite woeful. We just looked every time they were moving. We came back into it when it was, we scored 3-2. We think, we can see this out here, but we just panic a little bit, and I think we just panic. Especially, I'm still not convinced with Meslier. I think he made a brilliant save in the game, but. Honestly, it's just scary. You think, God, just clear the boards. It's just, rather than bloody punching it, clear it. I think it's just questionable. I think we're always going to be questionable now, obviously, with Meslier since Sunderland.
I thought his footwork for the second goal, I thought it seems to be a lot of times his positioning is not great. He's not going to drop him. And, I don't think he's got much in the bank as far as favours from the fans. Another bad mistake, and to be honest, Matt. But I think his near post sometimes he needs to be better. But as I say, it was a collective. Our two centre halves hadn't. That's probably their poorest game of the season. Going forward, I mean, Strike hit a great ball going forward, and that was the frustrating thing. We seemed to do the playing around the back, and I thought, just get it down the wings. There's nobody there. The other aspect of it, the dreadful refereeing again. We're getting some awful referees.
He was particularly poor,
and it's for both teams. Some of the decisions, some of the tackles he let go, and it from early on, it was bad. And we're getting referees coming up who aren't ready, and it's not. Sometimes decisions go against you, you get annoyed, but just think, really, did he just give it for that, or did he pull play back for that? And it is poor, but great day for the fans. You saw lots of footage of buses going through up to the rim. Yeah, and I was talking to one of the guys who was in that bus, and they were thinking we thought we were stuck, and the driver just went for it. And there's lots of story. This will be a war story in years to come. I was in Swansea the day we almost drowned. I think that's
the day Noah's Ark came to town.
The radio was saying, stay out, if you don't need to travel, stay out of South Wales. And I'm in the middle of a flood thinking, I'm bloody in it. So, and my sat-nav, I think I said, my sat-nav would say, the road closure ahead, I have no alternative for you. You're going to die. I think she said that. There's no hope for you. I think she said that. I'm sure she did. She was saying, I think I was hallucinating, but she just didn't give me any comfort. And then tried to send me down the same road I just got out of. And I was arguing with her, and I just told her just to feck off. Yeah. I'll find my own way. Yeah, I sort of know the terrain. I know Gloucester's over that way. I followed the signs for Gloucester. Really, that's where I was in the end, following signs for Gloucester. I thought I'll get on the M50 or the M5 that way. Got home, and it was.
Do you know? Interesting though, Joe. Because obviously I watched it on TV. For me, the pitch looked really. I think it was quite slow at times, and you could see obviously with Dan James with his pace, you could use that to his advantage, but. Every time they were passing around, the ball seemed to be moving quite slowly. I think with Leeds, they like that fast kind of, that fast passing. It just wasn't moving as fast, I don't think, Leeds.
Although it skimmed off, a couple of cross-field balls. I think it was just purred from their keeper, and that did skim out. But, I just think we need to be better with our passing. And just, how good would we be if we could be decent at set pieces? We really aren't good at set pieces. Again, not troubling keepers from corners and everything else. Joe Rodon owes me a lot of money. He did get his head on one yesterday, but every game, Joe, I back you. And you need to score, you need to get a goal. So we we need. That's one aspect we need to clear. But overall, you got to be happy. We win. The results went with us, and we're top of the table. And that you can't ask for more than that. There was a guy on Radio Leeds yesterday. I was able to tune in on the way back, and he said, "Great, top of the table. Fark needs to go." And you think, okay, but then they said, "But he's top of the table, and we've only lost 2 games." Yeah, I mean, yeah, people aren't always happy with his tactics. I'm not always happy with his tactics, but
no,
we're not Leicester City. We wouldn't do a thing like that.
Yeah. Do you know, I can't fault Fark, and I really like him. I think he's questionable with his substitutions and stuff. But for me, ultimately, when you look back on it, it got it right. Even we went to 3-3. Gnonto, I think for me, it was crying out for Gnonto that game, that physicality and that press, which I don't think it was there as much. I think Swansea's press was a lot better than ours, but I think that was Perot for me was a little bit quiet. But when Gnonto came on, you just know he gives that physical. It's just in your face, and he gets where he needs to be. I think Perot went a little bit missing on that game, but. Do you know what? He got it right. Gnonto came on and did the business, and that's all you can ask for. So that fan who called in to BBC Radio Leeds hang his head in shame. I don't know who anybody would go on that show and slit the manager. You're top of the bloody league, for God's sake.
People who phone in sometimes that do have weird and wonderful ideas. But it'll be interesting to see who we do play on Wednesday night now, because I don't think Samuel can play 2 games in a week like that. So and Schmidt is out with a hernia, and Firpo's still missing. So it looks like old Maxi boy might get a game. And he come on, he's an experienced player, and he's a left back. So there's a couple of nice little touches. I think he was involved in one of the goals. So there'll be no worries about that. I know we all have our views on what he did, but I think he will come in. I think Brendan needs a rest. I thought he was poor yesterday. He got bullied a bit, and he looked a bit lost. And it'll be interesting. Willie's got to come in. So does he come in for Brendan and get a more central role, or Solomon? I mean, Solomon scores 2 goals, but he as I say, he was in the game. Gets caught offside too much, but yeah, 2 goals, that gives player confidence. The 2 centre forwards, Perot, we did comment at the ground that maybe we need to bring Perot on second half. I think that showed his contribution. He would have scored that goal if the guy hadn't knocked it in. But Joseph, when he does come on, he had a chance at the end, and he needs to pull the trigger. He needs to get it, because he's scoring goals for the Spanish under-21s and everything else. And we know there's a striker in there, but can these 2 players carry us in the second half of the season? I know Perot's getting a lot of goals when he comes on, and he's probably done his end of the bargain, but we need Joseph to start scoring as well. And Gilavogi, he's, for a player who's just come as cover, he's becoming influential, and he came on at the end. And I didn't notice till today in the commotion that Dibayu made his debut. He came on, so that's good to see guys like that coming, getting a run out in the team. So all in all, maybe 2 or 3 changes this week. But when we got everybody fit, we got a hell of a squad. It's a hell of a squad.
Yeah, they
were
saying
as well, of course.
Yeah, Ramazan is due, but they were saying on Sky yesterday, they said that all the managers in the Championship who are coming up against Leeds now, compared to last year, there's more all-rounder, better than last season. So I think that says quite a lot, and I kind of agree with that. But Gulavogi as well, again, he seems to be a captain who's not really been, come out and said that he's a captain, but he's giving captain-like speeches in the dressing room, apparently, and saying, we can do this. He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt, and I think you're right. He could be quite influential for us this season, Gulavogi. But yeah, I can't. I want to find a fault, but do you know what? I can't find a fault, Jerry, because we've got the 3 points. We're top of the league. Let's just bloody stay there now, please.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no falling away from it. But we'll probably. I think Sheffield United and Sunderland are playing tomorrow night. But Sheffield United, they got players suspended. That was brilliant. That Coventry player just got him hook, line, and sinker. I think the captain's injured. A couple of injuries. I don't think Sunderland. I think Sunderland aren't as good as positions suggest. I think they'll be top 6, but I think Sheffield United are our main. And then they came to us, and we totally dismissed them. I think if we just got to concentrate on ourselves and just churn out these results, and I think we We just need to go on a run. I mean, Luton are no pushover. Their position suggests they are, but they talked about in the press conference today that they've had a bit of a reset over the international break, and they beat Hull. But I watched the highlights today, and Hull had a lot of chances, and Hull aren't very good. But they're a tough team, and I think they're in a false position. I still think they can challenge for the playoffs. So this is a step up from Plymouth or QPR. We've seen the last few home games, so we got to be on our mettle. And Blackburn won't be easy either. You notice I don't want to talk about international breaks because the trauma of getting stuck in a flood is up there with getting flooded with 5-0 at Wembley against England. So let's move on from that. That's Wembley's an awful place to go. Wembley's terrible for any Leeds Ireland fan. But yeah, I digress. Yeah, let's enjoy it. There was stuff that needs to be tightened up. Our midfield was a bit loose as players walked through. Our defence wasn't great. We conceded 3, but we scored 4, and we did it, and we battled right to the end. And those are games that just make going to football and going through all the hassle of getting there and getting home worth it, and the memories. That's a game we'll remember. It'll be talked about for a few years. The 4-3 on the wet day in Swansea.
Yeah. And also, as well, that T-shirt that you're wearing there, Gerry, if you're watching it, it's the Hernandez.
Isn't it?
It's the Hernandez T-shirt.
Yeah, that was Well, and synonymous with Swansea, of course. Yeah, so that's a day we'll never forget. Imagine we'd been there that day. But that's brilliant. It's a good shirt, that one. Yeah,
let's kick on now, and hopefully Leeds, as you say, are top of the table. Let's stay there, please, Leeds.
Yeah,
and really kick on now, because as you say, we've got a really good run of games to really build a bit of a bridge now between us and third. We've got into those. We're in that top 2, and I think now for Leeds, they just need to stay there. We can't fanny around, looking at other results. We've just got to take care of business. And there's goal difference as well. I noticed that yesterday after the game. That seems to be propping up as well, because I think you never know, that could also play a part come the end of the season.
Although we got free scoring Borough coming up in a few weeks. Jesus, 15 goals in 3 games, mad. But I look at some of the teams in this division who play well. When it comes to us, they don't look great. It's not being arrogant saying that. It's every team. I've not seen a really decent team this year, and I stick by that. And I think on our day we can beat any of them. And I think we've proved that this year. We've any points that we've lost this year, I think have been our own doing.
Yeah,
and I think we can go on. Let's go on a run. Let's get up. Let's be able to celebrate Easter for a change. Let's not mess up over Christmas. Let's get to March. Let's have a great day down at Plymouth. Am I getting ahead of myself for next May? I probably am. But that's what I want to do.
Gerry, before you go off on the next Nations League kind of venture, playoff relegation kind of battle with Ireland, let's hope come the end of March, we only need, 5, 6, 7 points to get up automatically after that international break. And
we know that won't happen.
No, we'll probably be 6th, clinging on to 6th or something.
We're going to Plymouth looking for a win. Yeah. Well, it's on an international break. Our next stop will be Bulgaria. Yeah, I've never been. I'm going to a place called Pravida, which I've never heard of. It's not even in Sofia. So, I found out train times from Sofia to Pravida.
And is that the Nations League relegation?
Yeah, it's something. Yeah,
Is it 2-leggy game?
It's 2 legs, and I think it's whether we stay up or it's Nations League. It's just a chance to go traveling and go for a few beers. I think that's the way it is with Ireland at the moment. But I've not been to Bulgaria, so it'll be nice. And I'll ring up Mr. Gruev, and I'll be able to see him play. Get off the pitch, you're useless, I'll show him.
Anyway, cheers, Gerry. We'll see you on the next one.
Come on, Leeds.
Come on. There we go. Come on, Leeds.